Hey, ColourMeTrans, it's Aiden. We're talking about navigating, unpacking intimate relationship as a trans man, whether that be with a partner who you are monogamous with, or you're in a polyamorous relationship, or whether that just be casual sexual intimate encounters. That's what we're going to be talking about here. Always been someone who has been uncomfortable receiving anything, any type of pleasure. Fast forwarding to when I started my transitioning journey, I have had sexual encounters, and different for me because now I have to be present with, okay, and I know that I'm not exactly where I want to be in my transition, meaning surgeries and such, but I am more comfortable with knowing that the person that I'm being intimate with knows that I'm trans, and obviously that's not a factor for them, because if it was, they wouldn't be intimate with me, Individual that I had that intimate relationship with, she was awesome. She was awesome about boundaries. She didn't do anything that I didn't ask to be done to me. So she was very, our sexual experience was great. It was awesome. For the second individual, who is a little more intimate and there's feelings involved, when I am intimate, I have been intimate with her prior to and after. And I think with that, I'm gonna be vulnerable with you guys, and I'm gonna say that she's never been someone who's reciprocated anything, and that was fine prior to T, because I didn't want that. I'm like one of those guys who just love pleasuring someone else. But as I become more spiritual within myself and I learn more, I realize that the essence of being intimate with someone is combining both of those energies of wanting to be present and wanting to experience and feel on all these different levels each other. This individual, she doesn't. So even after I transitioned, we never had that discussion of like, hey, like, now that I'm becoming more comfortable with myself and my body, it is okay. In the places where I want to be touched, we can talk about this. So we just never had that conversation. Part of that's my fault. I think that I was more afraid that she wouldn't want to. I know that sounds weird because obviously, like, we're into each other, right? Like, obviously. I already asked her those questions, like, like, why do you like me, blah, 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 and she was like, it's not your gender, like, I like you for you. That's a reassurance, but then, like, there's other levels to it, and that's the intimacy. It was my fear of having that open dialogue of saying, so I want to be pleasured now. I am open to that, and I'm okay with that, and let's talk about it. I guess the fear of being rejected. I'm gonna say from my experience of having that, as giving something back to you folks out there who are trans and is with someone intimately, and even someone who's not of the cis community, and that's with or thinking about or pursuing someone who is trans. This is something that it is essential to have these conversations, and it's scary. I know it's scary, but it will make your life and the other individual's life so much easier and so much more pleasurable, because now you guys know what you want, what you don't want, what's okay, what's not okay. Sex is a whole universe, okay? And there's billions and trillions of stars in there, and there's planets that are undiscovered, and there's asteroids floating around. No right way to have sex. There's no specific guideline. It's whatever the two individuals or multiple make it. People are so quick to say that they're open-minded, and when it comes down to it, they're like, no, I'm open-minded with an exception. Okay, well then say that from the beginning with someone who is trans, and specifically a trans man. Be with him him for the fact that he is a trans man. Like, don't try to deny his identity, because then that just seems ingenuine, and then that seems like you're tiptoeing around something that you don't need to tiptoe around. Being intimate with a trans individual, that's a lot of communication and a lot of understanding and a lot of asking questions and reading and getting, being self-educated. Casual encounters. I've had my share of casual encounters, and lucky for me, I can't speak for everyone, but they've all been positive. And I felt validated. I didn't feel fetishized. I didn't feel disrespected. It was very flowy, and that's how it should be. But I know not everyone has that experience. So I would say, for advice with casual encounters, most of the time casual encounters are either via online, or you meet this person at a bar or a club. So if you're gonna end up sleeping with this person, first of all, make sure that you're safe and you always use protection. But if you're gonna end up sleeping with this individual, it is crucial, it is essential to have this conversation before either of y'all get to whatever destination that you're going to be having this encounter at. See if you guys are compatible. It's all about energy. It's all about how they respond. It's all about how your conversation goes. If you feel the slightest bit uncomfortable, or that they're doing it for not good intentions, then don't leave with this person, or don't have them leave with you. Don't just drop it. Just be like, actually, no, thank you. Like, whatever works for you to get you out of the situation. Don't feel pressured to continue on with this experience if you feel anything that's out of place. So my advice is, have a conversation, talk about it. Don't hold anything back. Be like, okay, so that this is who I am. What are your intentions? How do you feel about this? And it's okay to ask those, because you need to know what their mental state is on who you are. And I can't speak on a polyamorous relationship because I never had one. So I don't know what navigating that looks like. Maybe someone else can touch on that. Send in a reply video if you know what that is, if that experience is like. That's my experience for navigating like intimate relationships. But that doesn't mean that it's always physical, because not everyone enjoys physical sex. Sex for someone else could be having a stimulating conversation about trees. That can be orgasmic to them. So that's what I'm saying. Sex or having an intimate relationship with someone is like the universe. There's billions of components that go into this. The next individual that I am intimate with that isn't part of the prior intimate folks that I've been with, like someone just new, I think for me, the best advice for myself is I'm going to go into it already establishing that, having had that conversation. That's my experience unpacking and navigating intimate relationships as a trans man so far. More questions, you can contact our channel at our social media links down there. If you want to contact me personally, my Instagram is about_Aiden, and you can DM me, we can talk about it. If you want to talk further, then we can exchange numbers, whatever. But I'm here to help anyone who needs to know more, who wants to be educated, who wants to know how to handle and navigate through these situations. That's what we're here for. And you can ask any of the gentlemen on this channel. Akuna Matata.